Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 12, Week 1, Day 5. So today, we got ourselves a new Deep Delve, specifically for the good old Primal Rift. Ends up coming in with that one Troll Troop. It's basically Forest Troll but weaker. It's a yellow-purple, it's even called Dark Forest Troll, so you can tell it's really like Forest Troll. It's literally 2/3 of his name. But he's a yellow-purple 12 mana cost. Same typing, giant elemental. That creates a mix of green and brown equal to the current number of green and brown on the board. There's almost no reason to end up using this. Mostly because Forest Troll is a brown-blue that doubles green. The reason this is useful is mostly because of the things it gets used with. Like most notably Truffle and Beatrix. Truffle and Beatrix are green-blue that creates green and brown. Green feeding back into himself and brown feeding into Forest Troll. The problem with this troop is it doesn't use brown, so you're not getting mana back to it in a team like that. So overall, there just isn't much of a use case for it. I guess there are like occasional super rare times where with like a Mirage Queen build you might end up doing it, but otherwise it's pretty much just not going to be usable in most situations. It's just simply another troop, but it's still a nice attempt. Honestly, a lot of those double trolls don't seem to really get used much, but there is that. There's the new Deep Delve. I didn't actually get to look at the Deep Delve yet. I want to cover a video on it, still haven't yet, need to. Soon, TM. Hopefully after the stream and after a little bit after. Let's see, this is still the same format, so let's see if we can get a new Deep Delve version. Actually, we can force a new Deep Delve version. All I have to do is go to Primal Rift, deliberately lose this, and then click on a Deep Delve. Oh yeah, I need an actual team, don't I? Here, have an Aberef. Have a singular Aberef. Anyways, hello everyone! Hello, Roman. Hello, Dwight. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Isabel. Also, yes, we are still recruiting for a spot if anyone wants to join the guild. We got one spot left in our guild for anyone interested on the PC mobile version of Gems of War. Hello, who else? Hello, Sushi Ninja. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, let's go leave the stealth. And now let's go see what the Deep Delve is for this place. Okay. Interesting. Any treasure rooms? I'm not seeing any treasure rooms. Okay, that one's a treasure room. Wait, no, wait. Was it? Yeah, okay. It might be double treasure room off this side then. Because this is treasure room, this is treasure room. This we don't know because it's overwritten by the guaranteed one. Okay. So it seems like a slightly better format. Because if these are consistent tier 5s, you have a double tier 5. You would then probably go this way. You then probably take whatever this room is, though we don't know what room that is because it got replaced by the chest. You then probably take that one, that one, that one, and then take the boss. So you basically go boom, 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 boom. But you like go over here, then cross the little path, then go over there, then loop back around, and basically just make a circle. But you make it like a greater than sign, and then a circle. Like boom, 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 boom. It's a weird shape. But yeah, that seems like the order you'd most likely do it. We need to see what the other room is and see it after a couple times. But yeah, it seems like it's going there, 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 complete. Seems to be the layout. Well, we'll find out in a moment. Let's go do some of it. So I don't actually have a team made. Should probably go get some of those. Let's see. Let's go move them up. Gonna need it for the video anyways. Still haven't covered them. But we shall. Anyways. So we have a green-purple restriction as far as restriction. So for the lower range, I'm definitely feeling Rowan. Actually feeling a double Rowan. Because we could just go Rowan, Rowan, and then Thrall. You also have access to like Marilith. But given that they nerfed that one banner, I'm probably going to go Thrall. Because they nerfed the +2 green, +2 red banner. Which oddly enough, really hurt Marilith's viability. Because one thing that Marilith tends to do with that banner is utilize the double red so she could double, or, you know, she could basically have +3 green, +3 red. Now she can't do that, which is problematic because she'll be one short on red now because it's not a +2/+2. So the nerf that they did on this banner definitely hurts Marilith probably the most out of almost everything in the game. There's obviously other things that it hurts, but any kind of like Marilith-centered man accumulation team are probably the biggest teams that got hit by this banner nerf the other week. Anyways, that doesn't affect this team. I kind of want to double purple, to be honest, just to guarantee that we get it. Double purple into green, and just minus whatever, like red. That seems fine. I won't change our class to like archer or anything. It doesn't really matter. We're not using hero. You could incorporate hero, of course. You could run an Urskia shield, something similar. I kind of want to go double Rowan, though. And I think that'll work out. Oh, yeah, let me go copy-paste the team. And the main reason for double Rowan is I always feel like I forget to cast Urskia shield. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Oh, wait, I think I need this pet. Hold up, quick distraction. I need one more copy of it. Oh, we gotta go get it. Hold up, wait. I need magic. Oh, off armor, quick. Though we have plenty of time. I think we had, what, 40 minutes? But still, let me go grab this right now before I forget. Okay, 49 minutes. Never mind, we have like plenty of time. But, oh, this must have happened as soon as I was setting up the stream. Gosh, that happened like right when we started. All the deep delves. The biggest issue with deep delves is they didn't update the final chest drop table. I was mentioning that the other day too. Like, that was one of the biggest things deep delves needed, but they didn't do, is update the chest drop table that you get for completing out the entire floor. Like, not any of the individual rooms or anything like that, but specifically the loot in the final chest that you get at the end of the floor. Because the big issue with that chest is, later in the game, almost the entire drop table is awful. Like, there's nothing that you're looking for. Like, some kind of, like, random super rare drop that's like, ooh, that's actually something good. There's nothing like that. It's just, like, a slightly different number of shards, and even those shards become kind of useless to a certain point. Which, for example, they're actually so useless that I'm not even buying the tiers for this event when we go around to it. I've been doing that lately to save 710 gems so we could put it towards Dragonite. But I've actually been skipping on the troop and getting it later because you'll save 710 gems and you can just get the troop with shards. Because there's not really much of another purpose with shards right now. So you might as well just save some gems with them and escape them at a later point. That's pretty much been our strategy with them. But yeah, the deep delves definitely need a, not necessarily the ones that run for the event, like, you know, the event that we're about to go to, but the ones when you spend double sigil definitely need an updated drop table. Like, maybe put some tokens in there that have a small chance of dropping. Maybe a small amount of writs in there. Like, who do you imagine? Well, maybe not that. They definitely want to limit, like, stuff like that, but still. There's no reason why they can't put tokens in there. If you got on average like 1 token per deep delve completion, people would start doing deep delves a bit more. Like, that's not a huge amount, but you know, if you're doing a super high one, it might have a, you know, little higher drop rate of tokens. So you might be getting like an epic one, a legendary one, occasionally a Nisha one. Because completing out Explore, how long is the Explore cycle these days? It's like, on average, it's probably like closer to like 4-ish minutes, 3-ish minutes, probably 4, somewhere around there. Because you have to do 6 sets of battles that on average take like 30-ish minutes, so you can do them quicker. And compared to that, a delve at max difficulty, or at a lower difficulty, if you do every room, takes about, I want to say, 3 to 5 minutes. Whereas it can take closer to like 5 to 10 when doing a max difficulty one. Oh gosh, we only got 1 copy. But hey, that's exactly what we needed. Let's go get this pet max. What even is this for? If I had to guess, it's probably monster. Based on what it looks like. Wild Plains. Okay, close enough. Same difference. Well, I don't know. Does Wild Plains have a lot of monsters? It has some amount of monsters. There we go. A little bit extra bonus for them. When are we ever building a Wild Plains team? Pretty much never. But if we ever do, they have slightly higher stats. I feel like the only time I build Wild Plains is if I'm still using Ketris the Bull. And I feel like I almost never use Ketris the Bull in the current state of the game just because he's kind of fallen off. There's just more consistent stuff. He didn't scale the same way that like Rowan and Guard's Avatar scaled overall. Like, he still scales in a somewhat similar way, but not in enough of a way where it's justified to be used, because you still have to double cast them. That's still always his biggest liability is it requires double cast in order to actually use them, which is not ideal. I said, hello, Henry. Hello, Lester. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the troop that we got's unfortunately not useful. One for the thing. We're never going to be getting it today. It's just weaker Forest Troll. There have been some that we've gotten that have been okay. But overall, there's been more misses than hits as far as Deep Delve new troops. If nothing else, you could maybe incorporate it for the Pure Faction. Pure Faction for Primal Rift is currently for gosh, what is it called? Whatever the legend is called. For... whatever this guy's called. Alder Fathers. I just remembered it before I even saw it. But yeah, for Alder Fathers is generally what's ran for this Pure Faction, and the way that you run it for Primal Rift is you let your first slot die, make it into a Trent, because you have a 50-50 chance. Don't put a Trent there, but summon a Trent there off of one of your 3 remaining Alder Fathers, and then you have a team of Trents into your 3 Alder Father. You're not allowed to start with that team, but you're allowed to end with that team, and that's enough to carry the entire delve. So one thing you could theoretically do with the new troop is run something along the lines of anything in first slot that's, you know, from the faction, any of the 4 from the faction, followed by Alder Father, the Dark Forest Troll, whatever his name was, the new one, and then another Alder Father, and then use that troll as a alternative mana accumulator. That's about the only way you can kind of get value out of him. Is it could technically slightly help for Pure Faction, but beyond that point, I don't really see it getting used pretty much ever. But it is one of the few instances where it probably does make the Pure Faction slightly easier. It wasn't a hard one necessarily to begin with, because you have summon spam like crazy. And Trent's one of those categories of troops that's pretty good to win. Anything that gains durability while gaining attack tends to be pretty auto-win in Underworld, for the most part. Especially if you're running with potion effects, which most people these days would be. Given how much easier they are to get compared to in the past. Yeah, it is along the easier side of Pure Factions, and it was made even easier technically with this new troop. Assuming you do want to use it as a mana accumulator, you could still easily go the 4 Alder Father route, where you let the first one die, replace it with Trent, and just deal with the other 3. But if nothing else, the new troop does give you more mana coverage, because it allows you to cover yellow, which is something the team normally wouldn't be able to do. So hello, Bill Warhammer. Welcome, welcome. Gosh, what would we do without Rowan? I wonder what it would be like if she still had her pre-buff stats. Because back in the day, she used to have a 1... Oh, okay, we did get this new format. Let me see now. Yeah, what I said earlier seems to be the way. And these are guaranteed treasure rooms, right? Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's the path. That's the path every time. So the path you should take for this delve is obviously the first room that you're forced to have to take. Then go over here. Then go over here. Then take this room. Start heading to the left. Go all the way to this little corner. Take the first treasure room. Take the second treasure room. Finish the delve. Repeat. So it goes boom. So you go from here to there. You go across the bridge. You head back. And then you go back again. Into a circle. So boom. 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 Vroom. It's a weird shape. I'm not sure how to describe that shape. But it's like a, I'm not sure how to describe that shape. But that seems to be the way. From here, to there, to around. That seems to be the way you would do it pretty much every time. I don't see any exception to that for the new format. Unless you're going based on multiplier order. But the order I just described is loot order, not multiplier order. Multiplier order could be different than that. But that's trying to utilize getting the most amount of loot per room. Not the most amount of points or multiplier. Because getting multiplier early applies the multiplier to the other ones, but when you do it off a treasure room, you're technically not getting more loot, because you're giving up the extra loot that you would have gotten on the treasure room itself. Which is one of the reasons why even if a treasure room has a higher multiplier, you tend to leave it till last. with a few exceptions. You got no reaction from Tyrion from the Steelbook. Wasn't the Steelbook only in, like, Europe and some other areas or something? I don't think America ended up getting it. But yeah, performance issues for that game has been a little shaky. But the actual gameplay has been pretty cool. I do find the open world aspect to be a little bit overwhelming. Just because there's so much to do. But I don't know, it's been fun. Because that's generally why I don't play open world games. It just throws you 1.5 billion things to do at once. And it's a little much. A little much. But it's been fun. And it's also been funny. There's been a lot of glitches. Also, we finally, at the end of the stream, finished probably the most heartwarming section of it. The How to Train Your Dragon portion. There's basically 3 portions of the storyline. There's the How to Train Your Dragon part. There's the, oh no, Team Rocket's blasting off again part. Or, you know, the evil team that's in, like, every Pokemon game. And then there's the, you know, the standard, it's a Pokemon game experience, which is, you know, like the gym challenge kind of thing. And we started by doing the How to Train Your Dragon part. Which is pretty adorable. And we actually finished it on the previous stream. And hopefully we'll finish the other 2 next stream. That stream will be in about 4 hours, by the way. My game plan, assuming all goes to plan, is to eat after the stream. Then record the video for what we're doing right now for Underworld. And then we'll be streaming, hopefully at midnight, Scarlet and Violet for probably the same amount of time, like 10 to 12 hours or so. Like 10 to 11. Let's see, we'll take that down. That is the game plan. What is the horde for this faction? Wait, what do you mean by horde? You mean the pure faction team? I'm not sure what you mean by horde in that context. Horde level? Oh, it's either 100 or 200. I think this is 200 because this was still back when I was 200ing all of them. Let's see. Because I basically have 3 horde levels, well, for the most part. They're either at 100, 200, or 156, or whatever that weird number is that gives you, like, the extra double magic. And I believe this one is 200. Oh, it's only 100! Oh. Yeah, this is one of the ones all the way back in the earlier section that I didn't bother upgrading further. But yeah, it's only at 100. No wonder why it feels like we're doing a little bit less damage. Like, we're still one-shotting. I was wondering why our stats seem slightly lower. But yeah, that's why. Yeah, we're only at 100, not 200. Which is basically bare minimum for what you don't have for a faction. It's basically the lowest number that would be considered a completed faction. Because you need it for the max... You need it for the max 500 points to get the horde points. Or not the horde points, whatever they're called. The little faction points that you get. Because you get like 5 per 10 levels on the faction. For a total of 500 of the 2,500 points. But you need to reach level 100 faction to get them all. How many perfect runs in total so far? What do you mean by perfect runs? Perfect run? Oh, you mean in dungeons. Okay, I thought you meant for dungeons. I was like, wait, what? I mean, I thought you meant for factions. But yeah, for dungeons, we have 2 perfect runs so far. Oh yeah, we haven't ran it for today yet. We need to. Not bad. I didn't understand without the context of dungeon. I was, hello, Michael. Welcome, welcome. Because I thought it was another faction question. That'd be funny if there was, like, a perfect faction. The closest thing you can get to a perfect faction is, like, a level 10 chest. Which even then, you still RNG a bunch of loot. Because the drop table for it's really weird. It picks from, like, multiple different drop tables that are not visible within the game itself. Like, you know, for the files and everything that it is, but, you know, the actual thing that it chooses from is super strange. Because, like, every single level you get gives you 2 drops from, like, multiple different drop tables that give you completely RNG loot of various ranges. And it's just such a strange system behind the doors. I'm not sure if they simplified it, but the way they explained it seemed way overly convoluted for the data that it shows on the front end. Like, the back end processing for it just seems way too overly convoluted for what the front end result is. Because it's basically giving you 2 drops per level on your chest. That's choosing from multiple different drop tables. That is multiple different ranges within those multiple different drop tables. That then just gives you a number that then says, like, hey, you got 156 shards. And maybe like 10,000 something gold. It's just so strange. Because on the front end, it looks very simple. Just like a few numbers. The way they have it coded on the back end is just so strange. It'd make a little bit of sense if the drop tables were actually visible in game. Like, hey, here's the drop tables for it, and, you know, this is what it does. And then it's like, okay, and here's the result. But, I don't know. Though they could have very simplified it. But they didn't. It's just kind of strange. Also, how did you not die? Had the struggle of not having a faction upgraded. Really? You're not dying already on... Wait, does he have spell reduction? Maybe that's why. Wait, does Alder Father have 25% spell reduction? He might. Let me double check. Alder. Alder Father has... Yeah, oh no, that's unfortunate. Oh, good thing we have double Romaine! One step ahead of you. Oh, so hello, Emernator! Welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. After this one, I think we're going to go clear out all the other dailies. After we clear out this run. Also, I do want to make sure I save at least one battle so I can show it for the video thingy. Let's just so I can show the correct map. Because I need this one to be showing the normal map. Because whenever I do the recap updated videos for the delves, I like showing both the 2 new formats. Or, you know, the new format and the old format. Because we've already covered a video on every faction. But as the deep delves come out, I've been just kind of doing an updated one on each one. Which I'll be recording after the stream. After I eat anyways. Actually, I barely ate today. The only thing I had was a tuna sandwich earlier. That was off stream. It wasn't during our sandwich stream. It wasn't during the Scarlet Violet sandwich stream, but just between the 2 streams. Oh, and I was able to get some food shopping done as well. That I did have time for. And I got everything organized with my dad as well for the holidays. We still don't know an official date, but I know when he's available now. Official date will come based on whenever on Earth the cheapest flight is. Which I'll probably figure out in the next week. I wonder, has flights, anyone who's been flying lately, have the cost of flights gone up? Because now that I think about it, I haven't flown in like a year and a half now. Like, ever since gas prices went, like, ballistic, I have not actually flown. So I'm not aware of what the prices might be at right now. Hopefully nothing too bad. Because I know I could sometimes find round trips to New Jersey for, like, under $100. Like, even when I last went, I think it was, actually, I think it might have been closer to 130, but it's still pretty cheap. Flew, flown. Aren't they both words? Flew, flown, fly? Flee? No, flee is a different one. But flew, flown, flying, they're all the same. Right? Flew, flown. You flew to somewheres. You've flown somewheres. You have flied somewheres. They're kind of similar. They all sound like words. I can't fly, we don't have wings. Gliding perpetually. Did I sing for my dad? No. That's just funny. I tried contacting him like 3 times and I wasn't able to get through to like the 3rd time. Just because he's been out doing stuff all day. Partially for his birthday, but also because he was working. Alright, let's go take out dungeons. Speaking of perfect dungeons, can we get our 3rd today? Yes. Yes. Today's the day. Top 3. Oh, descend. Okay, well, worst comes to worst, we got stairs. Also, you know what time it is. Also, made it to level 14. It's time to play Guess That Room. Let's see. Which room is correct room? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this differently this time. This is not which one is correct room. This is which room is the wrong room. Which... actually, no, that wouldn't work. Because, wait, is there enough to do it for every 2 options? Yeah, I'm gonna do this way more confusing. Which rooms are the... Wait, never mind. Why? That would be come out to the same thing, though. Let me just do it the same way. Because I was going to do, like, every combination of which 2 is the wrong room. But that's the same thing as just polling what the correct room is, just in a more convoluted way. Anyways, just which room is correct? Keep it the same. Which room is correct room? Is correct room. There we go. 4, 5, 6. There we go. Also, I'm just going to put the number. You guys know which one is which. 4 is left, 5 is middle, 6 is right. There we go. Time to play Guess That Room. Yeah, there's only 3 choices, which is why I realized in my brain after I said it. It's like, wait, that's the same thing as just having the poll as 4, 5, 6. Just in a way more convoluted way. All of them? Well, we are all going to click all of them at some point. Let's go grab our Dragonite while we're waiting. Also, did we get any good dailies today? Might as well clear these while we're waiting as well. Let the poll go. Plus, there's barely anything here anyways. Just some Dust... you know what? Let's go take Dust Devil. Doesn't Dust Devil kill the final one here? I think it does. Do the first and second rooms before you click both of the trigger rooms. Wait, why? You can still do it in any order. Hey, I found a verse. Because doing your 2 completed rooms first doesn't change if you get Dragonite or not. It only matters that you don't hit a trap. Alright, based on the poll, it looks like we got a 4. We got 44% on 4, which is quite funny. We got 4 for 4. 31% on 5, and a 25% on 6. Let's see if we get it. Top 4? We got it! Double code! We did it! We did the thing! Okay, let's go hand out code number 1. Also, I don't even have my codes open because I restarted the computer 1 second. Okay, double code day. Let's hand out one right now. We'll hand out another one a little bit later. We did it! Oh, so who asked how many perfects we have? The answer is 3. But there we go. There's the code in chat. But whoever asked that question earlier, the answer is 3. And here's the 3rd. Okay, let's go just bring out Zugoff. Oh, so let's not accidentally misclick any of these. Now is when we don't want to misclick. Okay, let's use Zulgoff. Oh wait, am I on armor right now? It doesn't really matter though. It's not like we're gonna lose. And even if we lose, you're allowed to refight these as many times as you want. So losing doesn't technically matter. Ah, there we go, finally. And well, actually, this is the most perfect layout I've ever seen. Not only did we get a perfect, but we got a downward stairs, which is like a super perfect. Because that's theoretically the best you could ever get. Until you're on floor 20, in which case the best you can ever get is the resource combined with 3 perfect. But prior to reaching the final floor, the most perfect floor is finding downward stairs with 3 perfects. This is what we got. Super perfect. I kill out the one with immune to burning. But yeah, we'll hand out the second code a little bit later. We'll still be going for at least another half an hour. Oh, I almost misclicked. Could you imagine? I haven't done that yet, though. I'm pretty sure someone has. Where they have like the 3 correct rooms, but then they accidentally hit a trap after. All right, there we go. 108 Dragonite. Let's see, I got a screenshot on this screen right here. There it is. A super perfect. With downward stairs and everything. There we go. Our third one. It only took us 3 months, but we're averaging like 1 per month. You have completed today's dungeon without triggering any traps. You've earned 108 Dragonites that can be used to craft troops in the Soul Forge. Continue. Anyways, now we can click on these. We got Death Trap and Web Trap. There we go. Nice. How much Dragonite does that bring us to now? What are we sitting at? We are sitting at 3,116 Dragonite. And I believe we did the math earlier. We need like 6,000 or 6,500 probably by the time they do the patch that updates the thing. So we're basically halfway there. No, I think it was 6,000 because I knew we were already halfway there. So yeah, we need 6,000 then. Or was it 6,500? Let's see. 1,000 for both the 2 eggs, it's 2,000. 1,000 for the other thing, that's 3,000. The weapons are 2,500. Yeah, you need 5,500. Is how many you need. And there's the redeem code, not the gems. Ignore the 5 gems. That was from the pet we did earlier. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. And we'll have another one of those codes in a little bit. Anyways, what else? Let's go take out the crowns, I guess. Because I do want to leave the battle for the faction for later, so I can make sure I have enough sigils for the video. In case we're doing any of the battles or anything. So let's go mess with, yeah, let's go get the crowns real quick then. Because what other weekly do we have? I'm pretty sure World Event's done, thanks to Guild. Yeah, it's done. See, that number is completed. Guild will get it done. We'll be fine. We're not in dead last, we'll be fine. But yeah, that'll get completed by tomorrow night. I guess we could technically do our battles, but they'll be fine. Let's go get our crowns. I don't know, maybe we'll do our battles, help them out. Someone has to do them. Let's see. So yeah, we'll do it tonight, but then that'll be our last ones we'll put into the cycle. I'm trying to find my Dust Devil so I can go get the crowns. Did you play any Pokemon off stream today? No. I did not have time. I do intend to, at some point. Just haven't had time. Though initially, it seems like we're going to be doing a good number of it on stream. Of course, that will diminish more and more. Like it did with Legends Arceus. Like, I think with Legends Arceus, the first, like, month or two, we streamed, particularly the first month, I think we streamed almost all the playing we did. Like, at least, like, 90% of it. And then by, like, the second or third month mark, I think it was, like, almost inverse numbers. We streamed maybe, like, only 10% of our gameplay, and the other 90% was off stream. Probably what's going to happen with this Pokemon game. Where prior to the end of the year, we're going to stream, like, 80% of how much we play of it. And then going into next year, I will probably stream, like, 5 to 10% of all that I play of it. We'll see. It really depends what shiny hunting is like in that game. Because actually have no clue. I know shiny charm exists, because it always does these days in every game. Which is what we're trying to basically aim for. Because next stream, basically our goal of the 3 streams is yesterday we were just starting off the game, messing around. Or I guess that was technically today. But you know, the first stream was us messing around, just kind of enjoying the game. And finishing the How to Train Your Dragon part of the game. Then this stream that we're going to be doing tonight is going to be finish all the badges, you know, like the main generic Pokemon kind of thing. And then finish the Star Streets gimmick, whatever that is, or, you know, finishing out that. And then tomorrow is going to be aiming towards probably co-op, multiplayer, and trying to finish out the decks. So we can finally get Shiny Charm. And then we kind of go from there. Shiny hunting looks promising, that's good. I'm really interested because this is the first game that has marks with overworld shinies. Which is a pretty interesting combination. Though I'm not quite sure how the overworld shinies work. Because I haven't seen one to see what the notification is for it. Because in the first one that they had overworld shinies, it had like a sparkle but no sound. In Legends Arceus, they had a sound and a sparkle, but only a sparkle when you initially see it, not after the fact. And I'm not sure what it is for this game yet, because we haven't seen one yet. Let's see if we throw that down. Yeah, overall, the game's been pretty fun. It just has so many performance issues, and I'm not sure how many of those are actually going to get patched out. Because I know Sword and Shield had a lot of performance issues too. And while they made some amount of improvements, that sum is a very small sum. It's like Gems of War when it tries improving something. Like, when they try to improve it, they do it very, very minimally. Exceedingly minimally. Are you locked what level ones you can catch? Yes and no. From what I can tell, you can catch up to any level you wish. However, your catch rate on things that you don't have the gem requirement for is substantially lower. Like, I was catching things, like, I believe right now, because I only have 2 badges, even though I was killing level 60s and stuff like that, I was catching level 30-somethings. Even though my level cap's at, like, 25 right now. It just makes it so it's harder to catch anything above your level cap. But you still can catch them. And it was like that in Legends Arceus as well. Like, you could catch the alphas when your level cap was like 30, and you could still catch like a 50 alpha. It's just your catch rate on it was like absurdly low. Until you got more progress. And the progress is tied primarily to badges, which I've actually been skipping on the previous stream. We only went for 2. We killed all the Titans, though. But the last one being kind of hard. It was like a level 50 or 60 Titan. And it also had a special gimmick that almost killed us. Well, yeah, it was kind of funny. I almost feel like clipping it. Because even though I like never make shorts on this channel. But it was actually pretty hype. Because we killed it on the very last possible turn. Because we were using an held item called Quick Claw. Which only has a 10% chance to allow you to go first. It was outspeeding us, so it was always going to go first unless that 10% triggered. And we landed the win condition on the very last possible turn that we could have won with the 10%. If we didn't trigger it on that turn, we would have lost. Well, in the last possible turn we could have won, we won. It was really funny. Yeah, that fight was decently hard. That's one thing that they did actually balance pretty well. Given that it's open world and you can go anywhere as you want, you can go for as challenging as a fight as you choose. And there's a lot of gimmicky strategies in Pokemon to take on things that are way stronger than you. And what's kind of cool is the game actually shows on your map what order you did everything in. So it permanently shows like what order you did if you decided to take the harder stuff first. It definitely would be pretty good for replayability. It's probably one of the few Pokemon games that would actually be fun to replay through. Did I train a new weapon in the Kingdom Pass? I don't think we unlocked it yet. We're about to, though. I just need to find one more crown. But yeah, I will be showing that. Actually, I forgot to put that in the title. But yeah, we'll be messing with that in a second. I'm trying to unlock it right now. We're finding the last elusive crown. Yeah, let me put that in the title. I actually completely forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. We are currently in the process of getting it, so we're on track for what we should be doing. But, yeah, I'll go show it as soon as I get it. Let's see. And new Spire weapon. Or, actually, new, Fire Gem weapon. There we go. Click save. I don't feel like this weapon is usable, though. But we just unlocked it, so let's go mess with it. I mostly just want to see how it functions, more so than anything. Alright, there we go. Okay. Let's go to troops. Go to weapon. Go to upgradable. Could also just go to Broken Spire. There it is. Convert all gems. Well, first things first. Let me see what it gets for extra perks. Enrage, burn first enemy, splash damage to a random. Yeah, that's fine. We can max it. Alright, so what on earth does this do? Convert all gems in an upwards or downwards diagonal into burning gems, deal some scatter damage. How on earth does that supposed to work? Also, why did I do that? I now can't see what the weapon is. Broken Spire. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Let me put it over top of, I'm not using this for a team yet. Let me just go overwrite it. So let's see how this functions first. Let's get like a Leprechaun, a Thrall. I'm not building an actual team. I'm just trying to see what it does. A Thrall. What else do we want for mana? What else does 1 billion mana? An Angry Mob. Actually, Marilith's slightly better in this context. Because we get to utilize the green as well. Okay, let's go like double purple into some green, I guess. Or not. Gosh, why is all the banners bad? Minus yellow, sure. Let's go with that. Alright, let's roll with this. Let me change to Archer, though. Which I could have done Archmage as well. But anyways. Let's go see how on earth this functions. Because honestly, it could be any number of things. It could make a V shape. It could make a diagonal. It could make a one-sided diagonal. About to find out. Okay, so I'm going to do it right here. Okay, so it does do it diagonally. So it's either going to do one of 2 shaped diagonals. Okay, that's not horrible necessarily. It's not particularly good either, though. But it is interesting. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, we'd want to cast it there for sure if we had full mana right now. You'd probably want to have Redstorm to utilize this. Okay, so our highest chance of getting lucky would be very dangerous to do it here. If this was a normal battle, we would not want to cast right now. But just for the fun of it, let's do it here. Alright, so that was what I was concerned with, because it would give it a 5 times. So unless we got an extra turn from something else, I was concerned that would give him a 5 times, and this is exactly what it did. It was enough to kill, but it's interesting. I don't feel like it's viable, but it's definitely interesting. Because trying to figure out where your most optimal line is rather strange. Like, for example, right here, we can get a 3-3. But if it goes the other way, it's not going to backfire in any bad way. You can also see if you can get, like, a 5 times out of it. For example, if I go here, and we get a diagonal this way, we get an extra turn. This seems like a decent spot. Unfortunately, it went the wrong way. But if it went the other way, we would have gotten an extra turn, so it's like a 50-50. It's a really heavy luck-based weapon. Because while you can still predict where the better spot is, you're only getting the perfect roll half the time. Unless you're just set up in a way that's just perfect for it, like one single gem would have given you a thing. Also, this is actually the second weapon that can place a red gem just wherever you want, which is kind of funny. Okay. So, for example, if this diagonal is to the left, we get an extra turn by going here. If it goes the other way, we just get a little bit of mana. Any other better spot? This also diagonals into an extra turn over there. If we get lucky, but we didn't get lucky. Gosh, this is such a luck. I wish you could choose. If this weapon let you choose what diagonal you had, it would actually be kind of insane. But the fact that it's random makes this weapon probably too unpredictable to use. But if you actually got to choose that diagonal, this would be a really strong weapon. But you don't, so it's kind of underwhelming. It's just too luck-based to bother using most times. Oops, I did not mean to win. Whoops. I'm trying to use the weapon. I'm trying to win. Just doing this in a weak spot just so we can keep cycling it easily. Probably shouldn't have done Marilith. Okay, so where's our best bet here? So, for example, if we do it here and get the diagonal that way, we can also try for the vertical there. So we're going to do it this way. Gosh, we didn't get it. We haven't gotten the perfect diagonal a single time yet. I don't think there's been a single time we got perfect diagonal. for the one that would actually land this extra turn. Alright, so right here, that one's pretty much already a diagonal. Don't have a good option. Let me just clear the board some. Still no good option. Let me clear the board. Alright, now we have a lot of good options. So we have guarantee extra turn here. Because it just needs one gem. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Extra turn. It's an interesting weapon. I'm trying to think of a red spamming team that might be able to utilize this. The problem is it uses brown-blue, which will be hard to give it mana. On a lot of teams, you'd probably want to use it. If this thing used red plus another color, there's one of two things that would make this weapon actually worth using. If its two colors were like red-brown, red-blue, or red anything, it would probably be usable. The other thing that could make it usable is if you actually got to choose what diagonal it went in rather than random. If it was either of those two things, this would be a good weapon. But with how it is right now, it's just kind of inconsistent. Like right there, we landed our extra turn, of course, because it was guaranteed. But a lot of times you have a 50-50 chance if you're landing your extra turn or not. Which is a risk not worth taking for a weapon that's already kind of average. Pick a class with Firestorm. We could try going down the full fire route. We could also just start with just a Firestorm in general. You know, like off of a different troop. But we can easily just go Sunspear and set it up that way. The problem with Sunspear, though, is that we don't have half mana start on Sunspear. We can still make it work. Alright, we want a mana accumulator. We want something that can utilize burn. Luckily, this does. Triple damage burning. So we don't need a different option for burning here, if we're doing it that way. Because we already have triple damage burning off the hero. Off the final perk. So we could just go for mana accumulation. We definitely want Angry Mob so we can get red. We probably want Leprechaun for coverage. And then we need a red mythic that isn't horrible, that isn't Zugoff. Let's see. Red mythic that isn't horrible, that isn't Zugoff. There's a surprisingly low number in this category. Could you imagine going Fairy Godmother? You know what actually would be really funny? No, he just converts the gems to red. I thought he created them, never mind. I was gonna say, if he actually created more burning gems. Because doesn't he have a boost ratio off something based on burning gems? No, never mind, he doesn't. Guard's Avatar is interesting, but not worth using. Hey, Infernus, but you already have burn. Wait, what color does Element Grim use? Does Element Grim use red? I don't think it does. I wish it did. Oh, wait, he does. Oh, wait. Element Grim. He boosts based on burning enemies. Hey, finally, Element Grim team. It's been forever. I forgot you exist. Hey, let's see. Well, not completely forget, but he has not been viable in a very, very long time. Nor will this team make him viable, but still gonna mess around with it. Alright, minus yellow. Oh, we're already on the minus yellow banner. But it's not the banner I want for it, though. We need a double red. Oh, no, we can't double red. A double brown to red. We kind of need double red, though. Is yellow the only color we're not using? Yeah. I don't know, I might just have to go brown red. Right, let's roll with this and see what happens. So we have Perpetual Red Storm, Angry Mob. Oh, the only problem with Perpetual Red Storm in this context is, Element Grim needs purple, technically. Not red. Like, we're feeding it with red, but it needs purple to loop. And having a Red Storm will make it so there's slightly less purple put back onto the board. Let's see what happens, though. Oh, wait, I need to go do a higher fight, though. I need to do, like, Explore 12. Also, there's a lot of red on this board. Well, that makes sense. Here's Firestorm, after all. Is there any guaranteed extra turn? Yes. A couple of them. So we just do this. Then we start Element Grimming. And then we ideally get lucky off of Element Grims. Okay, let me go do, like, Explore 12 somewheres. Just to kind of test this just for the fun of it. Hello, Sword's Edge. Actually, let's do one where... not the Merlantis. Merlantis is too much Submerge. Let's do Sword's Edge. But yeah, this weapon's okay. It's not a bad weapon. It's just too inconsistent to realistically use in probably any context. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not good. Let's see. I could just manually take this extra turn if I wanted to. However, we could take it with style. Alright, Elmer Grimm, should we start spamming you? Let's go for it. Unfortunately, how's that not enough mana for you to get back to full? No wonder why you're never used. So I'm not sure why I did that when I already had full mana. And burn already. We already had everything we needed, yet I still casted it. Also, one funny thing about this team is almost all of it's immune to burn as well. Or half of it is, because Hero's immune to burn in case we get burned back. And Elamagrim is also immune to burn because of Impervious. Oh, so there's an interesting shape I didn't think of. Double with a space in between will always guarantee you an extra turn when using Slashing Embers. The reason for this is it doesn't matter which diagonal you end up doing. It'll result in a 5 times. So like I can click this right here, and regardless of which way it goes, there's a 100% chance for an extra turn. Alright, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Honestly, the gimmick of this weapon is a fun weapon. It's just not worth using. There's a lot of things in Gems of War in that category. But it's under the fun category, but not viable category. Because that works. Like, that team functions. It just takes forever. It's fun to use. It's just not realistic to ever bother using it. Like, there's no context where you're going to use that team because it's viable. You would just use it because, hey, I can mess with this weapon and this mechanic. I don't know. It's okay. It could find its way into some kind of weird team into the future if it desperately needs an alternative way to do burning. Because if nothing else, there aren't too many good ways to do burning off of Hero specifically. And that weapon is a very, very good way to apply burning. Though, if I'm not mistaken, the thing that will most likely invalidate it is, oddly enough, the one on the free side. Because doesn't this one also get to burn? Because this one barriers yourself, gives a bunch of armor to all allies, boosted by burning gems, and if you're burning... No, it actually doesn't. Okay, you know what? Maybe this weapon actually isn't too bad. Because if you look at it from a, what's the best way to burn on hero class if you want triple damage burning but you don't want to use a different troop for it, Slashing Embers actually is that option now. Interesting. Because yeah, the other options are like Bronze Oak Pistol and a few others that get like a high chance of extra turn while burning first slot. But this is going to be an extra turn almost every time you cast it, combined with burn all 4 of them instead of just 1. So yeah, it will have some really absurdly rare use cases. Because the biggest thing that will make it not viable is probably Zolgoth existing. Because most Skull teams benefit a lot from Zolgoth that want triple damage burning, because it covers multiple roles. It freezes them so you don't have to worry about extra turn. It supplies skulls so you have the damage to actually do your triple damage, and it applies burn so you can actually do the triple damage burning. The problem with a lot of other options, like for example what we're using right now, it only does one of those 3 things. It only applies the burn, and probably an extra turn. It does not apply the freeze, does not apply to skulls themselves, so you still need that off of other options on your team. I don't know, it's still an interesting gimmick though. It's fun. I just don't foresee it being used much. That is a fun weapon. Anyways, anything else? What have we not done? Other than the faction, but I want to save that fight for later. I'm going to cover a little video just kind of resummaring all the Primal Rift teams and all that. Nothing else, we can go build the rest of the Primal Rift teams. Also, say goodbye to this team. We might mess with Slashing Embers a little bit more, we'll see. It's in a weird category where it's not bad, it's just not quick enough to be good. It's just way too gimmicky of a thing. That's a fun weapon. But if you didn't pay for the pass, you definitely don't need to worry about not having it. It's pretty underwhelming. It's more of a gimmick than something you would actually use. Anyways, let's go replace this team. Let's go replace it with an actual faction team. So what's the restriction again? Green, purple. So what's a high green, purple then? I guess we could go down the wild green route. In other words, it's bad, pretty much. Do I have Legends Reborn? Oh yeah, no, wait, that's on Saturday. We can't do that till Saturday, right? Legends Reborn's not till Saturday. Yeah, we still gotta wait 5 hours and 1 minute. But yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow night. Because I've done every day except for tomorrow. But we gotta wait for the timer. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow night. And for anyone who wants to finish it out, you have till the end of Sunday. Monday reset time will be its end. However, the Kingdom Pass, you still have plenty of time for the Kingdom Pass. Even though we're halfway through the Kingdom Pass, it's not even halfway done. We've only had 12 days. Even if you haven't started the Kingdom Pass, you can still very easily complete the entirety of it. Just make sure to get your crowns every day by killing them out and explore really quickly. With either Rowan, Quick Kill, Dust Devil, whatever you have. But yeah, we're already halfway there. It's not even halfway done. pretty much only 1/3 the way through. We're already finished, or halfway done, I mean. Anyways, so, because I believe it has like 13 days of leeway or something. So it's pretty lenient. Anyways, let's go build some teams for the Primal Rift then. What do I even want to do for this? Oddly enough, this team almost is Primal Rift viable. The only thing that you can't do is Angry Mob. And theoretically, that would count as a team. I would highly advise not doing that. Okay, let's start with like a Thrall Leprechaun base. I don't know, should we diversify a bit more? Isn't the other one Thrall Leprechaun? It is. Alright, let's diversify something. Let's go build something really wacky. Something really wacky that wins delves quickly. Because our restriction is green-purple. Anything we see here is what we can use. Weaver's too slow. Let me go look at Mythics real quick. Just want to see... Other than Zolgoth, though we might have to choose the Zolgoth. Other than Zolgoth... And like Wild Queen, what do we have? Like, what's our non-skull option that's not horrible? Or is there one? Oh, wait. Let's build a Fairy Godmother gimmicky team. We could. We could build a super gimmick Fairy Godmother team. We are going to have to use Thrall, though. Though we're not going to use Leprechaun. But if I'm doing this, I do have to use Thrall. Scorpius could kind of work. We have Curse, so you could run Curse into double kill. You know what? We could do that with this team here. Right? No, we wouldn't have room for Curse. There needs to be like a 4x Curse poison option. Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have room for both. Because I need a mana accumulator. But I would also still need a poisoner. Like, we'd have to get rid of Fairy Godmother. Like, if we want to build Scorpius, the team would have to be... Scorpius... Or it would have to be mana accumulator... Scorpius... Or Yali Cursor. Likely in that order. Though the Cursor might have to be first slot to tank it. Because Enrage Carandera. I mean, normal Carandera. So it'd probably be like normal Carandera. I don't know, that team would technically work. We could go down that route. How quick or slow is that, though? Instead of going down the Godmother route, you can go down the Scorpius route. I feel like more people have Scorpius than Godmother. Mostly because it's been out for way longer. Normal Carandera. Which covers both green and purple, oddly enough. Or Yali, which covers green. And then Thrall, which is a purple. Oh wait, normal Carandera doesn't have score reduction. Why did I think... I was thinking of Obsidious. Does that block too much? It might. Let me just double check. There's no room to put Hero. Oh wait, he blocks on purple. Wait. Hold up. We can't do that. He blocks on purple. Because we can't run Thrall first slot. Oh, we could, but it's gonna die. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't work. Let's just build a Fairy Godmother team. Get our Thrall. Let's get a Godmother. Just gonna go all in on that. Flaming Ani, it wouldn't hurt, but I prefer Godmother in this context. And now we just need two things to go crazy. We could just make Zolgoth hero. Zolgoth, and the only other thing we need then is hero for coverage. Maybe like a Mang hero. I kind of want a Skull hero. What was that new skull weapon we got the other day? Why do I already forget what it is? Wasn't there one that was like not horrible that we got the other week? That for the standard of skull spamming options wasn't horrifically bad? Why do I already forget what it was? Didn't we get a skull spam weapon within the last month? That was like kind of average. That wasn't like the standard all convert ones. I could have sworn we did. Oh yeah, it was Onyx Blade. It deals, oh, but that's the wrong coloration. It wouldn't work. But yeah, we did get one. Onyx Blade. Converts 8 yellows to Ubers. But we need it to not block purple. So realistically, we need like, what color are we missing here that isn't yellow? Or is it only yellow? Brown. So I need brown to deny green then. I need Doom Club. And that's the team then. And we could easily make this like Titan or something tanky. Though we could make, I was gonna say, we could make it a triple damage burning hero class. But it's a lot safer to go Titan. We could go in between and go like Dragon Guard. Oh, you know what? Dragon Guard doesn't get much use. Let's go Dragon Guard. It has score reduction while having barrier at start. It's like more of like a in-between of a barrier class and a triple damage class. It also has Dispel, which ever so occasionally is something that is useful. And then we'll set our banner to double purple into, what's the other color we need? It's probably double purple. Let's minus yellow on this. Purple brown wouldn't hurt. Purple green. Is there a different option? Purple red. I think purple red's our best bet here. Let's roll with this. Let me go test this real quick. Easiest way, just plop it into an explorer. Though we could also just put it literally into a faction where it covers it already. Actually, we could literally just plop it into that other faction. Let me go grab it. Oh, we already have it set up. Might as well test if we can run on 500 Primal Rift, because this is a 500 Primal Rift team after all. Let's go test it on the actual thing it's meant for. Get rid of that one abref there. There we go. An actual team. Alright, let's go see what this can do. Oh, so hello, Andrew. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so a little bit of a different team for once. Still kind of similar structure to what's meta, though. Because Fairy Godmother is really good. I happen to not use her that often, but she is insanely good. Ooh, wait. Skull Reflect in this kingdom might be way too annoying, though. That's something I kind of forgot about. Wait. That is a liability, isn't it? That is a bit of a liability. I completely forgot about that. The first and final battle has Skull Reflect, which makes running skulls for this place a little bit more complicated. Which means you have to run a barrier on brown option. Like, you can't run Dragon Guard. It has to be barrier on brown. Because the only way you survive is from barrier on brown, otherwise you die like what happens right now. Aha, interesting. But yeah, that's something you'd have to change out then. Okay, let me go change that out. I kind of forgot about that, because the first and final fight has a 25% skull reflect option. And you can still run skulls, but you have to run like a beefy Mang, like kill them in one shot kind of skull while you have barrier. So we can still do that with a team like this. We just have to restructure a little. But yeah, this is actually, I believe, the only faction that's like that, oddly enough. I guess I'm forgetting of one. It's one of those weird factions that, you have to worry about that. We're actually gonna lose. We're actually gonna lose. That's funny. But yeah, you would have to change out the, this is like one of the only few locations you wouldn't be able to run this team. Aww. But yeah, you actually would have to run, like, you're literally forced to have to run Titan or something similar. Or even Sentinel, just to make sure we're playing it a little bit safer. Because this also has score reduction, just in case you need it. While having a lot of extra barrier. But yeah, you'd probably have to go down this route. And just use that as your other whole spammer. And just get the Mang in there. Because I know when I first shown a team for this, it was Mang-oriented. I think we are going back to Mang-oriented for it. You just kind of run it like that with Fairy Godmother. You can easily replace Fairy Godmother for a different mana accumulator. It could even just be a Leprechaun if you really wanted to. But yeah, we're going to have to play it on the safer route like this. As this allows you to barrier on brown while also having the score reduction there and be good to go. Godmother and last, you suppose with Thrall be up quick enough. Oh yeah, Fairy Godmother, it generally doesn't matter where you put her. If anything, you almost want her further down on your team. Mostly because Wish Gems give mana to everything simultaneously. So if she's fully blocked, it doesn't tend to matter as much. It really comes down to what you want to spam the most on your team. And in this case, we want to spam Thrall a little bit more than Zugoff, more than we want to spam Fairy Godmother. Because we're mostly using Fairy Godmother to spam spam Zugoff, But yeah, we're going to have to go with Sentinel. Yeah, definitely not Dragon Guard, because this faction is required to have a barrier on brown option if you're running skulls, which generally is quicker to run skulls. And it's because the first and final fight both have Skull Reflect. On the first fight, you have to deal with 2 things that have Skull Reflect, Red Thorn. And on the other one, oh wait, do we have stun on Skull Poke? Because that's also really useful for getting rid of thorns. Which I should mention for the thing as well. Because I know I used that the first time I went through it. Yeah, we already have it set. Perfect. But with this, it inflicts stun when enemies deal skull damage. The way that this works if you have barrier is you take no damage and you stun them. So the main gimmick of doing this faction, which I'm remembering now after so long of not doing it, but the main gimmick if you're running a skull spam team is you have to throw down main, kind of get it rolling, get that to like a one-shot range. So one single mang's enough though. But basically just throw down your mang, make sure you have barrier on, kill out everything. When you get down to the reflect ones, let them poke you when you have barrier, and that gets rid of their skull reflect with your stun, and then you simply just kill them out. The other alternative is to run like Obsidious on your team, but then you have to run Obsidious on your team, which, you know what, I guess we could still do that. Get rid of Fairy Godmother. As much as I kind of want to show a Fairy Godmother team, you could just put Obsidious on your team, and he, you know, fixes that issue. Your coverage on colors just goes down substantially, but it gives you stun, and stun means you don't get skull reflected, and not getting skull reflected is pretty nice. This also allows you to now change your weapon from Mang to basically whatever you feel like. In this case, I almost feel like going Rope Dart, just for a little bit of control, just so we can move around the team if we need, if there's like a super big threat we kind of want to deal with. And then if we're going Rope Dart, we want to change the banner then to a double purple into minus green. Like something like that. Perfect. And that's the team. Alright, yeah, Rope Dart, Thral, Zolgoth, Obsidious. And this makes it even more convenient. You could just do it off with Hero alone if you wanted to, with Impact. But this makes it so you have 2 options, either Obsidious hitting extra turn or them hitting you with Skull. So even if you're falling behind, you still have a way to stun them so you don't get completely obliterated when you do Skull Spam. And a Rope Dart also allows you to reorder. So if you want to go Skull Spam, but they still have their trait, you can simply go and Rope Dart something else, move it to front, and then go from there. But yeah, that'll work way smoother. Way smoother. But yeah, Rope Dart, Thral, Zolgoth, Obsidious. Alright. Unfortunately, we didn't get to use Fairy Godmother there. Honestly, I don't feel like Fairy Godmother's worth using in a lot of situations. There's already so many good mana accumulators that I have a real bias against almost never using Mythic mana accumulators, because they have such high mana costs, and I almost always prefer using the lower mana variants. One of the only few exceptions to that is probably Arch Diva, which is kind of weird because I hate buffing troops, but this is like one of the only few that I would actually use, is because it gives so much at once, while still giving full mana to anything, even if they have like a 30 mana cost. And also has Barrier Bless, which is pretty nice. It's only 1 at a time, but it's a really strong effect, because that gets rid of anything bad on you while giving you Bless, while giving you Barrier. It's a lot of effects at once. They're all useful. Anyways, oh yeah, and I didn't show the Pure Faction. The Pure Faction's pretty straightforward. It's literally just Alder Father. The only variance you would make is add the new troop, which is right here. Like, the only variance you would do is put a Dark Forge Troll in 3rd slot, if you so choose, if you happen to have gotten it through tiers. Which, if you've gone that deep to go do it today, you or this weekend, I mean, you probably did. But yeah, putting him into 3rd slot is like the only other kind of like trade-off you can kind of do. 1st slot can also be whatever, so it doesn't necessarily have to be Alder Father, but it will become a Trent. We want double green purple. Actually, we want double purple green. There we go. Minus red is fine. I don't think any summon is actually red in this faction. Oh, yeah, it isn't, because it's actually Primal Rift banner as well. Yeah, that's literally Pure Faction. Though this is not what your Pure Faction will become. What your Pure Faction actually becomes, well, you can run Dark Forge Troll on 3rd if you want. However, what it normally becomes is this. You can't start it like this, but this is what the team ends up ultimately being. Is Trent 1st slot with 3 Alder Fathers. If you run like this, it will not count as Pure Faction. But if you have your 1st slot die and then it becomes a Trent, and you win like this, it counts as Pure Faction. Because it only cares if you started as Pure Faction, doesn't care if you end as Pure Faction. So you can't do this, but you can do this and then end like this. Because he summons either Trent or Green Golem. Green Golem you don't really care about, you just want to have it die out when you summon it on accident. And ideally, you just get Trent and just carry. You could also just reset every time you don't get a Trent summon there, instead of battling it out. But if you're in a fight where they can easily kill your first slot, just let them kill your first slot, resummon, and try to get a Trent there. That's pretty much the whole thing. And then you just buff Trent with armor attack gain, and he just kind of goes crazy from there, and then you just win off of that with Skull Spam. Easy gains armor and attack every cast. This creates Skull Spam and a mana, and you just keep doing that till you win. That's pretty much the game plan. Are we playing Pokemon later? Yes, we will be doing Pokemon in 3 hours from now. My game plan right now... Oh yeah, second code. Let me go hand out second code. We got a perfect faction today, so I did say I would hand out a second code this stream. Let me go do that right now, because we're probably about to end right now. But yeah, our game plan for tonight is going to grab a bite to eat, rest my eyes a little, and cover the video for kind of just what we just covered, but in a more condensed, under 10 minutes, kind of just overview of the faction. And after that, we'll go and do the stream around midnight then. That's pretty much game plan. Eat now, have the video for Gems of War up in the next 2 hours, hopefully. Do stream ideally at midnight for Legends not Legends Arceus, for Scarlet and Violet. And then we're going to stream that for like 10 to 12 hours. So that's the game plan. We'll be streaming all night. Keep in mind, this will probably be the last time we're doing it during the night time slot. Starting Sunday, we're probably going to be doing it during the day, most likely. So like on Sunday, I'll probably wake up early around 7 or 8, and then we'll do it from there. Whereas tonight is going to be specifically at midnight again. But anyways, guys, but yeah, so that's in 3 hours from now, for anyone interested in that. Anyways, guys, next Gems of War stream will be tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys know the drill. We do it every night. And we'll have another code. We'll mess around with everything. Finish up the events. Not much going on in Gems of War tomorrow, unless we're getting another pet, which I don't believe we're getting a Saturday pet this time. So pretty tame day. But if nothing else, we do have the Legends Reborn to finish up. Legends Reborn will be available in 4 hours, 44 minutes, which is tomorrow. Make sure to finish that out, as you have till Sunday, or Monday reset time to finish it. And you can start it as of tomorrow. And that will give you the maxed out pet for the final reward that you can get from the current Legends Reborn. So make sure to finish that up this weekend, as it is ending soon. Anyways, guys, catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, it was my dad's birthday today. Thank you, everyone, for the happy birthdays. Yeah, he had a pretty good birthday. Ended up calling him, talking with him, a bunch of other stuff a little bit earlier today. But anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. And have a wonderful weekend.